Hey everybody, we're back.
Really?
Yeah, totally. Why not, right? I'm having fun. And we just saw The Jungle Book, the live-action Jungle Book. And first, we're going to give you just a brief non-spoiler how we felt about it. Then I'll say spoilers before we do the spoilers. So if you don't want anything spoiled, not that there's really anything to spoil. It's not a plot-heavy film necessarily. It's almost more like a zombie film in the sense of it's a survivalist kind of who's going to survive. That sense where it's not plot driven so much as it's just characters in a situation driven. That was my reference to it being kind of like a zombie film. I know there's not zombies.
It's really nothing like a zombie film.
Okay, fine, fair enough. But overall, really liked it. Yeah. Yeah, it was very enjoyable. CG was phenomenal.
Yeah.
If I didn't know how you had to make that with CG, I would be like, it's amazing how they got all these animals to do all this stuff together and work together.
Dog.
Well, yeah, okay, yeah, I would be like, oh my god, there's talking animals, we need to go to the jungle. Come on, Mary, I want to go to the jungle. It's the only way she'd ever get me to the jungle. Although keep me away from the talking snakes, that's fine.
Even if they sound like Scarlett Johansson?
Yeah, even if they sound like Scarlett Johansson, that's fine. Still a snake. But yeah, so CG was great. Pacing was fantastic. It just moved. Just a beautiful thing. All the voice cast was fantastic. Favreau knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Stellar director as usual. Yeah, it's a good time. Good soundtrack score. And again, no spoilers, but at the end there was a moment where the score kind of popped out, and for me, it sounded like kind of this iconic piece of music from Aliens just for a second, but it was cool. It really did. I mean, it did. You'd have to hear the score to know what I'm talking about. I have to play it side by side for you, but there's just this one little moment when it's like, oh, but I liked it. But yeah, so yeah, if you have any interest at all in this film, I might have had a drink tonight. Full disclosure.
3.
Wait, one was with dinner and I had a big meal, and so it's fine. But that was a while ago. I had 2 at the movies, but very cool. Very much enjoyed it. If you have any interest at all, I'd say go see it.
And completely family friendly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Might be some scenes actually might be a little tense for the littlest ones.
Yeah, the real littles. So I mean, it earns its PG.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I mean, because some of the fights do get kind of brutal.
Yeah,
I mean, you don't see any real blood or gore.
Yeah.
But still, it's
nothing gruesome, but intense.
Yeah.
But not like super intense. If anything, that's my one critique is, and we'll get more into this in the spoiler section, but is that it wasn't as emotionally engaging as I would like, because it felt like all the elements were there to really engage me in it. But, at the end of the day, I kind of felt like it's still a Disney movie, of the standard type of Disney movie, the old cliche of Disney movies. So, I didn't really feel any terrible danger for anybody, but anyway, so that's pretty much the non-spoiler part. Yeah, because, I mean, really, there's not much we can say without talking details, so. Yeah. So now, spoilers! Spoilers. Yeah, so, yeah, spoiler part. Okay, so I just want to say, first off, I love the way it opened, Mowgli running. That was just cool. It was exciting. It was high energy. It was a good way to open the thing. It's weird. I'm used to now movies having like pre-opening title bits and but it just kind of opens on the title and then you're right into the movie. So that was kind of cool. And the Disney logo is a bit different. I don't know if it was referencing classic animation or something.
I saw Steamboat Willie in the back.
So probably, okay.
Although the train looked more like the Hogwarts Express, which is completely wrong franchise.
Well, then maybe it's just referencing everything, perhaps. I don't know. So, but that was kind of interesting. Worth looking a little closer at. And so I don't forget, I do want to point out, there was a porcupine. And the second he opened his mouth, I was like, oh, is that Gary Shandling? And yeah, it was Gary Shandling. So it was happy but sad. So hopefully this movie will make massive bank and give him let his last, I assume what would be his last film, go out with a bang. So
it will.
Yeah, it should. It was a pretty packed theater. So, and for the most part, everybody was cool, even though it was a Friday night. So other than the guy shoveling popcorn for the first half of it, just constantly like this. And then rattling Raisinets right in my ear, but I know, I'm picky about that stuff. I'm like, shut up! Like, in the history, like, how long have cinemas been around? Why do they still serve the noisiest snacks they possibly can in the noisiest packaging they possibly can? That's a rant for a different video. Back to Jungle Book.
And ladies, this is all mine.
That's right, be jealous. But yeah, no, it was cool. The kid was great.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and again, they said it in the non-spoilers, but the CG was fantastic.
And the kid's fantastic because he's by himself.
Yeah, that's true. Like, there's nothing else. And that was something I thought was cool when they went to the camp of man.
Mm-hmm.
They never really showed, you saw it was all silhouette. There were no
Mhm.
faces or anything. So he was really like the only human in the entire story.
Yeah.
So that was cool. The songs, again, they didn't really do the songs, except for the credits, which I'm sure we'll get to.
Well, no, they
Well,
they did the songs, I think, more than they actually should have in the film.
this was the point I was going to make. I think with them, you've seen it in the trailer, him riding on Baloo's belly and doing the kind of half version of Bare Necessities.
Mhm.
That worked. That was, I could buy into that. They were just having fun. It wasn't the full-blown song production.
Yeah.
But the King Louie one,
That was a bit forced.
yeah, that felt really out of place.
Although, at
The end
the
credits,
end,
they did it full bore, and that was really cool.
okay, end credits, best part of the movie.
Yeah, I mean, the movie was really good, but yeah, she's right. Which actually, speaking of that, that's one of the things I wanted to bring up too. And I think this is just the trappings of it being kind of a remake of the animated film.
Mm.
But I kind of felt like, again, I mentioned I didn't get quite as emotionally invested as I would have liked to. But I think a lot of that was just him having to follow the original more. And what would be really neat to me is, I don't know if they ever made an animated sequel, but
They actually followed the original book more than they
okay.
did the...
Well, regardless, because of what I know of Favreau's filmmaking and what I've seen,
Yeah.
I really would like to see this thing make enough money where they have to make a sequel, but can just make it whatever they want.
I think there was a sequel to the Jungle Book.
Right, but I'm not sure they
Literally.
would follow it
I mean,
as...
the literature.
Right, literal literature. But all hers, ladies and gentlemen. But I think it'll be really fascinating if they can just, like, maybe they have to throw a couple references to the book sequel or whatever, but if they can just let him go and just say, make a movie. Because I know he can bring a little bit more of a visceral gut punch to it. Because, like the tiger, this is the spoiler section, the tiger gets killed in the end and everything, and, the kid kind of mans up and has that moment of finding himself and who he is, but it wasn't forced or anything. It flowed well. It didn't quite have as much of an emotional impact as I would typically like in those moments.
So you wanted Mom to die first.
No, I don't think anybody else had to die. I think maybe, but you bring up the point of the leader of the wolf pack died, and it was quick and everything. And in that moment, it was very cool. But considering that kind of became a really driving force for him later in the film, for Mowgli, to like just go out and want revenge, I didn't feel like there was enough to that. Like, I didn't see enough of their relationship to think that he was that important. And again, maybe that's because I don't understand the animal world and all that so much, and you're supposed to think he's the leader of the pack and all that. But like, just as a general film goer, like, I felt like I needed a little bit more connection there for me to really get emotionally invested in that ending and why he felt it so necessary.
Well, somebody protects you for your entire life.
Right. No, again, I get that. But you're coming from
Because-
someone who, she's a big animal lover. I'm not an animal hater. I just never paid any attention.
I mean, okay, think back to the watering hole.
Yeah.
As soon as he has a clue that Shere Khan's coming, he's like, get behind me.
Yeah, but again, that's what I'm saying.
But
Like, more of that.
but-
there wasn't enough of that for me. And this is personal taste. I'm not a film critic. I'm talking just as a personal film going taste, I needed more of that personally. That's my only critique of the film. Everything else I really liked. I just would have liked a little more emotional investment in that. And that's why I think it'd be really cool to see them get a chance at a sequel.
And of course, I could buy Mowgli left to protect everybody. The fact that
I buy
they
all
got
that.
killed,
I buy all that. It's just that reveal when he finds out the wolf leader has died, and it was like huge for him. For me, as a general film goer that doesn't have that much of a knowledge of animal, animal culture, for lack of a better term, that didn't sell as well for me. I mean, it wasn't like forced. I would have liked more, but I could totally work with it. So again, that's my only critique. But then I also want to say, and we should have preferenced this, but I've never seen the animated. I had intended to see it before this, but I've run out of time because I'm making videos for all you sweet, sexy people. But she, of course, has, because as you probably know from my other videos, she's getting me. I'm finally checking out Disney movies because,
of course,
they're cool.
it's been many, many moons ago for me.
Right.
So,
And in full disclosure, she did just kind of look up a few things just to be sure.
I had to refresh my memory with
Well,
Wikipedia.
hey, look, only one of us can constantly butcher names and get details and facts completely wrong, and that is me, damn it. You don't get to steal that role. That's my role. I'm the fuck up in this relationship.
Yeah, mine.
Yeah, all hers, all hers. But yeah. So I mean, like, were there you said it followed the book more than the animated, but I mean, was there stuff? Any major differences?
Yeah, Mowgli goes with the humans at the end.
Oh, yeah, that is a major difference in the
Yeah.
animated, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm
So-
glad he didn't. That was a good choice.
So basically, where it majorly diverges is when Baloo tells him. Baloo doesn't say, "I don't want you around anymore. You gotta go." Baloo's like, "No, seriously, dude, you gotta go to the man village." And Mowgli's like, "Oh hell no," and runs off.
Okay.
Shere Khan overhears Bagheera talking to the elephant patrol because there's a patrol of elephants that are like British colonial types.
Okay, so in other words, they've really Disneyfied in the Disney version. They really Disneyfied the story, and this was more in the book.
Yes.
Okay. If it's the one tiger like threatening the entire jungle, even King Louie, like, well, okay, I'll leave King Louie out of it. And threatening the entire jungle, it's like team up on that motherfucker. I mean, yeah, okay, you may lose a couple people, but anyways, that's just me being me.
Enough wolves. The wolf pack should have been able to take him
Should
down.
have, yeah.
Because wolf tactics, you harry the damn thing until it's wore out, and then now again, you might lose a couple on something that big. You don't normally go after something that big unless it's already injured.
Right, but if it's threatening everybody, you got to take that
There's
chance.
some rhinos there, I think. The rhinos probably could have helped out some because a tiger would have had a rough time with those.
Yeah. Even the elephants, maybe they're a little slow, but enough of them. Maybe
they
somebody.
weren't there.
Yeah, but they could have been there, and they could have stomped. Well, I guess no. Okay, I'll take that back.
I halfway expected, Baloo to pick up the porcupine and hurl it at Shere Khan.
That would have been funny. That would have been funny. Yeah.
But anyways, at the end of when everything's said and done, Bagheera takes Mowgli back to the village, and Mowgli's like, "I don't want to go." Oh, who's that chick?
Okay.
And,
Actually,
and goes off with her.
Actually, if they do a sequel, that's the story. That's the end to the story right there. Is Mowgli's a few years older. They have they hide, but they like have an encounter of a group of humans coming through or something, and he sees a female his age.
Isn't that Tarzan?
I don't know. I mean, maybe it's a little Tarzan, but I mean, you go a totally different direction than Tarzan. I'm just saying that's the way into the next story, because this was all about him. You belong in the human world, but no, I want to stay in the jungle. And then they're finally like, well, you can be the human, but you can stay with us because that's who you are. So it'd be interesting to explore that in the next movie, exploring more of his human tendencies. So I think that could be really cool. But yeah, so, but yeah, I mean, I think overall, I really enjoyed it. I recommend it. I mean, it's not like a Star Wars or something that I want to go see 1 billion times, but I'll watch that again. That was a really enjoyable movie. It looked gorgeous. It was great pace. Jon Favreau is an excellent director. I pretty much see anything he does. Great voice cast. So I'm pretty happy with it.
I just really want to see the end credits again.
Yeah, the end credits were really cute. No post credit tag, but there's lots of art going on and stuff too, and songs.
Basically you have the Jungle Book. It opens up like a pop up.
Yeah, but
temple.
animated. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's the temple. Louis comes out of the rubble and starts doing his song.
Yeah, and we don't want to tell you everything. We don't have to tell. Yeah, I know.
Okay.
But yeah, so I mean, overall, very very recommended. I don't want to start a star system, but in the moment, I feel like saying, I'd probably give it like a 4.5 out of 5. I mean, I'm real easy. I'm real easy.
He is.
Yeah, when it comes to film and other things, I guess. But I mean, just from an enjoyment factor. Yeah, there we go. From an enjoyment factor, I can say a 4.5 out of 5. Not a critical factor, but just a straight out enjoyment. I really enjoyed it. So I mean, I'm going to see it. But did you guys see the movie? What'd you think? Talk about it in the comments. Again, it's not a spoiler heavy movie, but if it's for opening weekend or whatever, a few days past, try to put spoiler tags or whatever. Or if you don't want to be spoiled, don't read the comments. But let's talk about it because I enjoyed it. It's cool. I want to go see the animated thing now. If you enjoyed this video, give us that thumbs up because that's always a fun deal. But really, you want to subscribe because we're going to keep doing cool stuff. And you give me an excuse to go see more movies than I probably would. So, it's a fun time, and then I always get to spend more fun time with this beautiful lady. Not, I mean, she's pretty awesome. So, and I guess on that note, we're gonna get on out of here, and I gotta go check Waffle House for pop figures. Yeah, it's a new thing. Not Walgreens, Waffle House. But yeah, I'll see you guys later.